Whether you're a Class 5 rafter or just looking for a couple of laughs, these two have you covered. Welcome to Aaron and Zach's Better Than Mediocre Rafting Show.
Are you eating, Aaron?
No.
You're starting the show by eating. Haven't we talked about this?
I got it done. I'm done. I found that stuff.
That's embarrassing.
You can see me eating on the background video, but no, I'm done eating.
Okay. All right. Cool. That's good timing. Well, welcome everybody to our Friday show. This is Aaron and Zach's Naive and Entitled Rafting Show. This is where two naive entitled guys attempt to talk about rafting. I want to be very clear. This show today is entertainment. We're literally just going to talk smack with no knowledge of what we're talking about. If you want actual education, we highly recommend going somewhere else. Where can they go to get education, Aaron?
Well, I'd start off with, where would you go for education?
Lake Tahoe Community College Guide School.
Lake Tahoe Community College Guide School. Thank you.
Yeah.
The internet?
The internet? Yeah, go to the internet. Go to nrs.com.
I guess we are on the internet.
Go somewhere else on the internet.
Yeah. I would say, I actually think the materials we actually put on the Whitewater Guidebook website, you have on your Whitewater Guidebook website, and the stuff I have on BR Expeditions is actually educational. The purpose of that is actually thought out, not just not like this. I feel like we're like those sports commentators who yell at each other and just say stuff and they don't even know what they're talking about,
Yeah.
The guy commented about Skull Rapid. Yeah, I've never run Skull Rapid. I have no idea what's actually going on in Skull Rapid and just trying to figure it out, but
what Aaron's referring to is we got kind of a nasty comment last week about we shouldn't talk about things we don't know about. And that's literally what we do. That is what the show is. We talk about things we don't know about. This is purely entertainment. Please don't watch the show to learn things. Watch
but I will say,
other Gear Garage videos. I have education. I've created amazing education. Our Friday live show is just Aaron and I having fun on Fridays. And if you're along for the ride, we're glad you're here. But please don't see this as a chance to learn us presenting ourselves as experts today.
But I will say, Zach, I do appreciate when people hold us in check and say, hey, you're wrong because of blah, blah, blah. That's cool. That's part of the deal. So
that's how we learn.
If you're totally wrong about Skull, let us know we're wrong about Skull and why we're wrong. And I'll read it like, oh, cool. I didn't know that. Or I'll be like, no, I don't agree. But
the way that Aaron and I learn we're trying to get better all the time. So the way we learn is we play devil's advocate. We fire ideas off each other. We say things that make no sense and see what the other person says. That's how we learn. We feed off that on each other. But also with the show, we'll throw something out there. And when people who actually know stuff educate us, that's how we learn and get better. We'll learn more about different rapids and things. So anyway, just want to be clear, preempt this is entertainment, not an education show. Now, the rest of Gear Garage, the regular videos, I think are pretty good education. I'm pretty proud of them. But that's not what we're doing today.
The Tuesday show is educational? Is that what's supposed to happen?
Well, we're answering questions. So we try to answer people's questions honestly, not like this. We're just watching videos and talking smack the whole time. Anyway, so those of you listening, you might be listening to this on River Talk Podcast. That is literally just a stripped off audio. People asked for that as a podcast. This is meant as a video show. If you're not watching this in video format, you're missing a ton. Now we present the audio for those of you listening to it in a podcast format, but you're going to miss a lot. And so we really urge you to watch the video because we're going to look at videos today. Another thing is we have members. Thank you to all the people who become members. We had another member sign up today. Thank you. And for those that are members, we have a couple treats for you that are special. One, we do a trivia question where you can win a prize. And today's trivia question, you ready for this, Aaron?
Yes.
What river has the rapid Devil's Toenail?
Oh, I know.
Don't say the answer. But what river has a rapid named Devil's Toenail? I would not have known this if you asked me.
I'm going to say what river doesn't have a rapid named after devil or hell, though?
Yeah. There's Devil's Tooth, Hell's Corner, Satan's Cesspool. But this one is Devil's Toenail. So if you're a member and you get the answer, post it and we'll send you a prize. You can choose from many things, like a cool Northwest Rafting Company cup, a pair of Sawyer Cobra Orlocks. We're still trying to give these things away. I also have this awesome photo. It's a reproduction of Keanu Reeves and Patrick Swayze from Point Break. So framed.
Man, if I had known, I would not be hosting the show, and I would be trying to answer and get that Patrick Swayze.
Oh, Blue Puma got it. And Rough Track Retreats. So Blue Puma, you win a lot. We're gonna send you Yeah, we'll send you something. Rough Track Retreats, we'll send you something too. Both of you email Aaron at aaron@riversoceans.com. We'll send you guys a prize. Oh, wait, are you both members? Oh, Rough Track Retreats. Sorry, just Blue Puma. The other thing is we have a members only show at 3:30 today. We're going to do, and the idea is so we're going to quit this show and put a new show up on YouTube. Hopefully you can find it. And there should be a recording available to members. And the idea is that we can share footage we don't want to just put on YouTube, right? I have some footage that like would embarrass people, including myself, and that I want to share and do it on the show. But I also, the people in the videos probably don't want this video to get out, or the people who took the video gave it to me saying, "Hey, I don't want you to make this public." And so it's just for the small group of members. We're going to do a little separate show today. And we may start a semi-weekly show of this kind of stuff because we have a good amount of video that like I want to use for the Friday show, but it's not quite appropriate. But if we kept it to a small thing, Blue Puma, yeah, thanks for being cool. We'll give it to Andrew. Andrew's the first member then. Andrew, there you go. Andrew, send
email. Nice job, Andrew.
Yeah, you snuck right in there. Rough Track Retreats, kind of lost on technicality there. Send Aaron that email and we'll ship you something. We also still have Tim Palmer's books if you want one of those. But I think you should take.
And did the ladder go? Is the ladder gone?
The ladder's gone. Yeah, the ladder's gone.
Someone took the ladder. Yeah,
that was last
ladder.
time. Yep. A couple other things I have written down to talk about are.
Zach, before we go there, I'm curious. If people send you gear to give away on the show, would we do that? If someone sent you something like, if I like own such and such, river gloves, and I sent you a pair of river gloves,
yeah,
did you give away on the show? All right, cool.
Yeah, River Company Outfitters was maybe going to sponsor us. If they sent us like a sticker, I could give away sticker away. I'd be like, hey, or whatever, a shirt. I don't know what they mean.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah,
we could definitely do that. There's a question. Let's get this question a second. I want to finish the last thing. There's no shows next week. I'm on the river next week. And so no Monday show, no Tuesday show, no Friday show. We're taking a week off. Aaron, you have to just go surfing more and whatever you do. So no shows next week.
I'll coach a little more water polo. That'll be good.
Yep.
Nice. Very nice.
We'll get to this question, then we'll get off the show. Favorite swimming spots in the Middle Fork? There's some really cool eddies at camps. I like Cradle Camp. I like swimming in that eddy. There's actually at Marlboro Right.
Do you recommend swimming? Would you let your guests swim at the Cradle eddy?
We do all the time.
At low water?
At low water. Yeah, low water. I mean, this is a good question. This totally depends on flow. At like 6 feet, nowhere.
Cradle, I would be terrified to let people at certain flows swim at Cradle.
No, we do it all the time. It's actually pretty fun. There's a really fun one at Marlboro Right. There's an eddy you can get into, and if you really pay attention to the boil line, it'll just make you go in circles. And so you can get 4 or 5 people in the eddy just doing circles. Right. But you got to know where the eddy line is so you know when to like kick back upstream. That's a cool one. There's jump rocks, Marble Left. Yeah, but those are the ones that come to mind. Ooh, there's a Devil's Toenail on Spokane River. Nice. Marble Left. Yeah, has a good swimming spot. I wouldn't call it. It's good. It's good. Yeah.
Okay. Good jump rock. Have you ever done the swim down to Loon and hike back to your camp?
Swim to Loon? No. Swim to Loon.
Yeah, like from was it White?
Shelf?
From White
Creek.
White Creek. Yeah, White Creek. From White Creek, like you float down with your life jacket, hike to Loon, then hike back up.
I personally would never do that.
Why not?
It's rocky. I've boated people down from there and hiked back up, but
you've never floated down.
No. I've done like on the Rogue, I'll do this. Like I'll go from Solitude down to Tate Creek because it's pretty flat, pretty easy. But man, there's a rocky rapid in there, Aaron. It's probably flow dependent. Yeah, there's a pretty rocky. It's a fairly new rapid. It's like 8 or 10 years old.
Maybe I don't remember. I haven't been out there much in the last 8 or 10 years, so
yeah,
maybe that's why. Okay.
Yeah. All right, let's get on with the show. I think that's all the administrative stuff we have to talk about. And today we're talking about some flips. But before we do, we did Skull Rapid last week. We did a lot of Skull Carnage, and somebody sent us some videos of Westwater, and I like this one because it's a really good example of how to do it. And first of all, Aaron, right away, what do you see?
He's set to downstream ferry and he's looking over his downstream shoulder and he's running pins and clips.
Yeah. I mean, this guy, in my opinion, he knows what's up, right? He looks like his angle for downstream ferrying is great. He has that casual, just like look over the shoulder.
Yeah.
And pins and clips. God, you caught it all. Yeah. So I'm pretty stoked on this guy. He's not pulling with all his might, but he's pulling pretty hard. This is it. Make a downstream ferry.
Yep.
This is that hole that everybody went sideways, and you're done. You're literally done. And I feel like there's so many rapids where if you just downstream ferry through some stuff for the top, you're done.
I'm gonna say, and if we go back to those comments last week, they told us the move isn't right to left. And didn't he just go right to left?
Yeah. Well, I mean, you're talking about a specific comment that somebody left, and I mean, there's multiple ways to run the river, and it is flow dependent. I think his idea was like, why are you guys judging only these flows? Like, I'm not going to search the videos for every flow of Skull Rapid. Like, this is a flow of Skull Rapid. It worked, but
that's a beautiful line. Yeah, that's a beautiful line, and that was the line we were discussing. That was exactly the line that we were discussing doing. So, even though this isn't for educational purposes, I'm going to say. Yeah.
I mean, he's a really good. He's a good boater, but a really good boater would not be like. There's a moment of stress here, and he's a little sideways there. He lost his angle.
What do you mean? No, he's fine. He's starting to pivot, isn't he? Keep going.
He's trying to miss that hole. He's basically pulling 90 degrees. He could have gone sideways in the hole.
He's already past the hole. He's fine. Now he's just pivoting around.
That's a good point.
He's pivoting around because he's going to go down the straw.
Great ship on the right side. I mean, this guy. I don't know. I feel like this guy's a California boater. That's my opinion. I don't think people learn this in Colorado. I'm just gonna say it. Well, no, it's everything.
Some major trash talking Colorado boaters, man. Zach. I mean, Zach's still a little bitter from all the comments last week from the Colorado boaters.
Well, no, I mean, I'm gonna tell you why I think it's a California boater. One, pins and clips. Two, I think that's an Avon. Right? I think it looks pretty close to an Avon, and he knows how to downstream ferry.
I'm gonna say this. I would not want my friend sitting on the nose of the boat like that. It definitely causes a lot of drag and makes it harder to drive the boat. I'd want him sitting down a little.
Well, look, he's down there, holding on to the little line.
Yeah, even on the floor, I'd rather have the weight on the outside too. But I guess that's good to be in the middle. But once he sits up, when they sit up on the front, God,
that ship. I mean, I'm sorry, people.
You're right.
That's a California ship right there. Look at this. You just don't learn that in Colorado. That's a California move right there. I'm keeping it real.
The right one or the right ship?
The right ship there. It's beautiful. Look at this. Brings it in. No big deal. Leans to the right a little bit. Right back. His oar makes the ship and throws his oar right in the eddy right there. See that? It's just money.
Hey, so what do you think of the angle on his pins?
It's a little splayed out. Yeah, it's a
little splayed out. I mean, it looks like it's permanently that way, and it is the way it is. But that's kind of my look on it too. Is like, and it looks wider too, which makes it harder to ship well. It's because they're so far out,
Yeah, it is harder to ship well, but
it makes it harder to ship, and so that makes it even more impressive. What a nice job he did with it.
So it's Andrew. It's his video. Thanks for sharing it with us.
Yeah, Andrew. There you go.
You can always start a little earlier. It's true. Utah, yeah, but you did some, but you can't learn these skills boating in Utah. There's no way you learn those skills in Utah, right? He has to be boating in California for a while, right, Andrew? Somewhere other than Utah. Yeah, a pro.
There you go. Yeah, it's a nice boat.
That likes to hit Skullho. Huh. I don't know. Last time we saw people hitting it, and it didn't go so well for them. So maybe you hit it's forwards because they were hitting it sideways. That wasn't the best.
Maybe you have the right amount of weight in your boat. And are you running a cat? Are you running a weighted cat? If you're running a cat with gear in it, that's a different story than a raft.
What do you think about them not wearing helmets?
Do you wear helmets on the middle fork?
Sometimes. Hey, I'm just asking you. Aaron, I'm just asking you.
No, I'm asking this question. Do you run them on the mill fork? No. Do you run them on the rogue? No. And you put hundreds, and you probably put 500 people down the rogue every year. Like, how many user days is that? How many opportunities is that to hit your head? These are two guys.
Wait. Hold on. Do I wear helmets or do our guests wear helmets?
Your guests.
We provide helmets and we make them
Yeah.
wear them sometimes.
Yeah, minimally though. My point being is,
You're not
it's like
there.
I think the helmet thing is a little overrated.
On my last metaphor trip, I paddle boated and I made them wear helmets through pistol, and then I made them optional for about 60% of the rest of the time. And like 40, like in the tap-ins, they said put your helmets on. The last day, put your helmets on. There's people that wear it the whole time, and we now carry helmets in our boat. So like if they want, they take it off, it goes right in a little bag. And there's
No, and I get that.
they were available, they wore them. You know, I said, hey, you don't have to wear them. They're like, no, I'm cool wearing them.
I guess my point is that like for how many user days you and every other commercial operator does on the Middle Fork and the Rogue, we're not hearing about
disastrous
head injuries.
Yeah,
that's why I come with.
I mean,
it's nothing about you guys in particular. Just
4 or 5 years ago, there was probably nobody wore a helmet on the Middle Fork, hardly ever. And I mean, maybe 10 years ago, and there's not like a story of somebody hitting their head and dying or like.
And I'll bet you more people get hurt getting in and out of the boats and walking around in camp than they do on the river.
It's shoes. I bet there's way more injuries from not wearing shoes than not wearing helmets.
And that's I mean, now granted, it's your foot, it's not your brain, but still,
But
I think in the way he ran that, if he runs like that all the time, I don't really have a problem with them not wearing helmets.
Yeah, I'm just asking you.
If it was at his limit, which clearly that run wasn't, I'd be more like, yeah, you probably want to wear a helmet. You know, like if I'm learning to row class 3, I probably want to wear a helmet. If I'm crazy solid, you know, like it's that step down thing again that we talk about. I think it depends.
Like if he's a class 5 boater today on this run, then maybe he's good.
And you know the run well.
But if he's barely hanging on, this is his first time down, he's a little nervous, then you wear a helmet. Because actually rowing, the reason you wear a helmet is because of the oars.
Yeah, the oars.
Yeah, I mean,
but
everybody's worried about falling head first on a rock. That's not a thing that happens that often. It's something in the boat hitting you in the head.
Yeah, but it's not that hard to wear a helmet. That being said, or just wear it for the big rapids. Put it up, just bring it with you.
My only thing is like, when it's 100 degrees out, I'd much rather wear a shade hat than this like kind of hard thing that like doesn't provide shade and it like traps some heat in. Like I can take a hat and dip in the water and cool down.
You can.
And so like there's some injury of like heat exhaustion.
I think if you wear a big hat, I wear a big hat always when I'm not running hard stuff, and that argument works. But like he was just wearing a regular baseball cap. And
even a baseball cap.
I feel like that
provides some shade for your face. There. No, I'll take a baseball cap off, dip in the water, put it back on my head.
You can do the same thing with the helmet. And helmet's got insulation to protect you.
No, it can't.
So the sun doesn't hit your head. The sun hits the outside of your helmet, and it's got all that insulation.
All right, whatever. I'm already annoyed with you.
Yeah, whenever you say whatever, you means Aaron. You're right, and I don't want to discuss this.
That's actually true. That's funny.
I totally agree. Yeah. Totally agree.
Yeah.
I mean, I agreed. I think there's that probability, but also that was kind of my point with the other part is like, I think you definitely can wear one, right? And it's not that hard to wear one, and just bring along for the bigger rapids. Yeah. So I would say in general, but I look on the other side of it. It's pretty rare. You know, like there's a lot of head injuries driving your car.
When you go through the American Whitewater database, we're not seeing head injury. We're seeing solo boating, no PFD, cold water. Solo boating, no PFD, cold water. You have to look really hard through the AW accident database to find a head injury.
Do you think you're more likely to die of a head injury driving your car or rafting class 4? I would guess you're driving the car.
Skateboarding.
There you go. For sure.
One wheeling. All right. Cool. We got more videos to watch.
Let's go.
Are you done talking? Okay. This one's pretty good too. This is the same guy. So we already proved that Andrew knows what he's doing. Great ship. Pops his oar. All right. What's your first impression? What's going to happen here, Aaron?
Which oar did he pop his left?
His left oar. I'll go back and do it again. Watch. Great ship.
That's what happens. You hit a little bump and then it catches the water like that. You got it high and tight, and that's what we were talking about before about those wider pins. I bet if he had a little narrow pins, he probably would.
Interesting.
You know, because it's harder when they're wider to keep that blade up, and then you got more oar you're dealing with usually because you guys have longer oars. So yeah. So he's got the crappy. He has the crappy. Yep. Yep.
He has the pins and clips. Like you really want. I mean, we're gonna say you really want this white one that's solid, because the ore you can get it back in right now. With the little floppy one,
sucks.
it sucks. And we're not
It's
gonna.
not as bad as having none, but it's
D-
closer to having none than having a white one. Like the white one's so much better. Yeah.
So now he can kind of use his ore, but he's not going to get back into the pin until he has flat water. But this is a pretty good job.
That's fine. It worked. That's the problem. It takes two hands to get it on with those things. Yeah.
All right,
the
here
white
we go.
Ones, you can do one hand in your foot. If you don't get all the way in, you can stick it with your foot and you can keep rowing with your other hand. Yeah.
Here we go. How often do minor injuries? Yeah. They don't get reported. Like when I hurt my thumb, they don't report it. But we're like, I mean, I think people wear helmets to not die. Like not to just
if I have to go to the hospital, if I'm going to the hospital, that's a problem. If I've got a little cut on my head,
Yeah, there's definitely a gap. But like I think when we're looking at like the big picture safety stuff, like what's killing you, like not wearing a helmet isn't killing people. It's solo boating. The solo boat is not killing you. It's just a factor. Like the fact that you went by yourself isn't whether you died. It isn't the reason you died. It's a factor in why you may have died. But it's cold water, bad boat spacing, all the things. I think a lot of the head injuries don't get reported. You're totally right. But it's not a major cause of fatalities out there on whitewater. Andrew, just get in now. Next summer, these are $20. I'll make a trivia question and answer to get them. That's how bad I want you to have them.
He just answered the trivia question.
Oh yeah, there you go. Hey, just ask Aaron for the.
He wants the Cobra locks.
Is that what he wants?
That's what he asked for, the Cobra lock. We're complimenting on his pins and clips, and he wants Cobra locks. Zach, I know. It's like maybe you should just send him the stirrups and said no Cobra locks for you, Andrew.
What, Andrew? You're killing me here. What are you thinking? Well, so look here. Let me find.
Oh,
there you go. River Boat Works, $18.95. This is nothing. I got some beat up ones right here. I can send you. I have some brand new ones. Andrew, you can have.
Andrew just said he'll take the stirrups.
You can have brand new. I have a brand new set right here. Brand new. Boom. All right. Send Aaron your address.
Andrew, I feel like redeem this with the next two comments. I'll take the stirrups.
Okay.
And then the one after that.
Oh.
Because how can we not like teachers? Andrew, if you teach math, then you're really in
Andrew already
good
teach.
company here.
All right, I'll send you. You need these. I'm gonna send you these. Give Aaron your address. You're getting stirrups. We'll give the Cobras to somebody who thinks they need them.
All right.
That's an interesting thing, M. Silva. It's because flush drowning is a bucket list for like we don't know what happened. Like they could have got hit in their head, and that's a great point. That is a really great point.
I mean, there was that one. Wasn't that one on the South Fork that Noel pulled in? They had a head injury, and it was probably called a flush drowning.
Noel or Nolan?
Noel. Back in the day, or was that you? Didn't Noel pull him in?
It wasn't me. Maybe it was Noel. I can't remember.
I thought Noel pulled him in. That was that person. They just found the body floating there, and they had clearly had a mark to their head, but probably called it flush drowning.
That's a really good point. Something I haven't thought about. Yep. Thanks for adding that comment. Look, we were just educated, Aaron.
Yes.
Or at least I was. You probably.
And Andrew teaches band, so not quite the same.
Okay. Yeah. If it was math, I might consider sending you both, but for band, you have to buy your own Cobras. All right. Want to watch another video?
Yeah.
Okay. Here we go. We have a lot of videos. You got to stay awake, Aaron. And how you like to fall asleep with all these videos. Before we just go, what are your impressions so far? What do you see here?
Dude looks like he's dressed to swim. I'll say that. Looks like a dry top or dry suit on, which looks good. He's got his locks with braits, and he's got his little oar leashes on there. He looks like he's got the setup.
Yeah.
I
see helmets on the boat, but they're not wearing them.
Yeah, they're not wearing
them. Passenger has a high float, which is nice.
Yeah. Where are they below though? The rapid? Are they just helping with a flip?
I don't know. We'll see. I have watched this one. I don't watch all the videos, but I have watched this one because I was curious how it went.
Oh, and we started in the middle of it, huh?
Yeah, because there's a whole build up.
That is weird to have a helmet and not use it. That's kind of interesting.
This isn't a major rapid though.
But it can happen anywhere.
It can happen anywhere. I think so. If you look in the comments of the video or in the description, basically it's like, hey, this is a no name, unknown rapid, and didn't see it coming. I mean, so would you wear a helmet the whole time in the Grand Canyon, Aaron?
No, but you could easily do it for the rapids. Like on the Selway, we pull it out for the rapids for ones where you're concerned about it, where you're like, yeah, there's a chance of us going over. High water is a different ball game too. This is some great footage we're watching here. Yeah.
Well, I'm wondering. I haven't watched this far. I'm wondering if they get flipped back up. Like, why didn't he edit this out? Or are we going to see it reflipped? I really want to see him. I want to see if they can reflip it that fast. Oh, 5 minutes of bubbles. Okay. Did they reflip it? Oh no, he just turned it off. Wait, when it's upside down? What? Oh, you got it back up. Oh no, he just took it off.
Oh, okay. And look at the bottom of his boat. Is that a bucket boat?
Go back. Oh, it has little advertisement thingies. I think I saw holes.
It looks like maybe it is. What kind of boat is that?
There's holes there.
Oh yeah,
it looks like a bucket boat
Yeah.
floor. What kind of boat is that? Let's see if we can figure it out here. Yeah, I can't even tell what it is. Huh. Anyway, let's get to some comments. I mean, okay, maybe
That's a good point to layer.
Yeah, but back when nobody wore helmets, head injuries weren't a thing either.
Do we know that?
No, I made that up. This is entertainment, not education.
But I will say, Grand Canyon, there's a lot of oarboat flips and minimal head injuries for how many oarboat flips down there.
I just think historically, hey, I'm all about helmets. I love wearing helmets. I wear a helmet all the time. I'm not advocating for not wearing helmets. I should stop. I'm playing devil's advocate here because I think sometimes people are too annoyed about you not wearing a helmet. Like, put a helmet on. And you're like, dude, really? So I think I think there's a happy medium. There's times when it's appropriate and there's times when it's maybe overkill. And for me, I overheat really easily. When it's 95 degrees out and I'm running pretty easy whitewater, like I'd rather a helmet makes me overheat. I'd much rather wear a hat, like a big shade hat or something.
I think my thing is there's lower hanging fruit that a lot of times the safety squirrels forget about, and they're all into having the cool gear. Yeah. And like, yeah, the gear is helpful, but there's some other, it's like, cool, you've got the 5-point harness on your car and you're driving around, but you're still driving 90 miles an hour. It's like,
I think let's focus on where that's what I was about the point I was getting at. Thanks for bringing it back. Let's focus on the things that really matter. Let's dress correctly for the water. Let's boat as a team. Let's look out for each other. Let's try to avoid solo boating. Let's not drink. If one person has a beer in their hand and they give me a hard time about a helmet, I'm going to lose my shit. There's a lot of other low-hanging fruit that we get to. If you're boating, like if your team boating is spot on and you're dressed right and you're not drinking, like then you can talk to me about like wearing a helmet in class 2.
Mm-hmm.
What's a 15-foot bris? Never heard of that. I'm about to buy 2 rafts for our rowing classes, for private classes we're doing in Hood River, and I was just trying to decide what to buy tomorrow. Like, what would give us more?
You can buy a bris on Amazon.
That scares me. How much is it?
$15.99 for 15 foot. Wow. And you can get it at $88 a month for 18 months.
Is it Amazon Prime?
I don't think so. One-time payment.
I'll bring it up. A bris. Inflatable. They spelled inflatable wrong. It's hard to buy something.
And it has free delivery.
Dude, they spelled inflatable wrong. It's really hard to buy a boat where it's spelled inflatable right. They can't even spell the words right.
But it's free delivery too. That's amazing. I could get it. I wonder if I can get delivered.
I can guarantee you this is not premium quality materials either.
They say premium, they must mean it's heat welded. That's good.
it's really hard to believe this is.
Has a
That's not what
removable floor.
Was that what he's rowing?
That would explain the removable floor.
Wow.
Has anyone rode one of these? How are these things? Do they make a 12-foot model? Because if they have a little 12 or 10-footer, ooh, the 9.8-foot one's $1,099.
How do people make a profit doing this? Like, that doesn't make any sense. Like, Amazon's making money on this. Somebody has to own Briss, Briss.com or whatever. They have to like hire people to do accounting. Like, how do you?
This little 10-footer looks awesome. I mean, geez.
It's interesting, Timothy.
What kind of valves does it have on it?
Yeah, I think with a paddle boat, I think the most dangerous thing on the river then is those T-grips. And there actually has been a fatality from a T-grip hitting somebody in the head, not wearing a helmet.
Well, yeah. And I'll say head to head. I've seen that too.
Knocking heads. Yeah.
Yeah.
And I've seen an oar hit somebody in the head in an oar boat before without a helmet. So it's certainly possible. But I think in a paddle boat, it makes a lot of sense to be wearing helmets. Yeah, no, I get that. Wearing helmets is good. I just think I think the point you made up was great. Like, there's other things that should take way more priority in terms of safety. Like, there's other low-hanging fruit that people are ignoring.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah,
boat spacing. Literally just boat spacing. All right, want to move on? We got more videos to watch. Sure. All right. You like this one, Aaron? It's your favorite river. Is the Subway your favorite river?
Well, it's high. Oh, that's down low. Oh, yeah. This is Wolf Creek.
Creek. Yeah. Even I knew that. This is about the flow when I did it, I think. This looks really familiar.
Yeah, there's a big feature down in here. Get over there, bro.
Right there. Boom.
Oh. It's definitely one of my favorites. I don't have a favorite. I probably have like 6 favorites.
So he started about when. Let's go back. The flips. So the standard should be a 45-second turn flip over. That's my standard for good solid boaters. A minute 24 he turned over. So we want to see how long before he flips back over. 45 seconds would be a minute 20. A minute 2 minutes 19. Did I do the math right? 2 minutes. Yeah, 2 minutes 19. Let's see if he gets it back over by 2:19. That's it. We don't get to see that. So this is the booty beer. Now, do booty beers? It's a kayaker thing. Is it a cat boater thing too?
I don't know. I don't understand. It's different with rafts and kayaks. Because kayaks, you flip over, you can roll back up.
Yeah, like if you do the 45-second reflip, it doesn't count. But if you need to get rescued by other people, then you do the booty beer. And for those of you that don't know, a booty beer is a kayaking thing where if you swim, you should pour your beer in a booty and then chug it. It's disgusting. But
we don't need to watch him drink a booty. Let's watch him run the rapid again.
No, I kind of want to see what happens here now. Yeah. Sorry, I didn't watch this far.
This is really entertaining. You're encouraging drinking of alcohol. Is that what you're?
They're in camp. I'm also taking in their whole camp scene. This is the camaraderie of boating. There's a lot of cameras on this guy at once. The other thing when you do booty beer, a lot of it spills out and gets in your shirt, and so it's not a full beer. That makes me kind of gag just watching.
It's gross. Okay, great, Zach. We watched someone drink a booty beer. You did a great job of drinking it too.
Yeah, there wasn't a whole lot of spillage. Most people spill all of their shirts. That was he drank that thing. He did that the way Super Kev would do it. Oh, here you go, Aaron. Here's your footage. It ends with your footage, and it's in slow-mo. Wait, hold on. What's he doing wrong? In your opinion, what's he doing wrong right now?
Well, he's starting too late. He needs to be like 10 feet to the left of where he is right now. He's trying to get across the tongue. He need to be entering on the left of the tongue there and pushing left. He could have also gone way left at the top and avoided all this. There's another line over on the left. With that small cat, I might have selected that line. But it's going to be hard to push over. I'd probably turn and pull.
That's my whole thing. Like, this isn't a push move. This is a downstream ferry. I did this exact same rapid in the cat boat, the same flow, and I downstream ferried and caught the eddy, like pretty much caught an eddy over here.
Yeah, but if you start, but the thing is, you could push it if you started really early. If you push to go right behind that rock, you can get that angle and you can track it. You can do it. You're definitely you have less flexibility for error. You know, you need to be on your
But
game.
why push it when you can downstream ferry? Like, why push when you can pull? It's just one move. Like,
because you can see where you're pushing behind the rock. That's sometimes I'm like
we can look over your shoulder and time that perfectly.
You definitely can, but sometimes it's nice to push it too, and you feel cool when you push it.
I just want to say if he had pins and clips, he probably would have made it.
Why would he made it with
I don't know. I'm just talking smack. His Cobra Orlocks too. Oh, that feeling right there, that moment. You know that moment right there. We're like, oh man, this is where I wasn't supposed to go.
I will say this is one of those things.
He leans into it. He's trying.
Yep. I don't mean Zach. I've got getting into more trouble trying to continue to miss it versus just, okay, I'm not going to miss it, turn and point straight into it. There have been many times where I'm like, oh, we're hosed, and I turn straight into it and we come out.
I think that's what I would come here needs to square up. Yeah.
It may or may not work for him, but I kind of agree with Jimbo there. Is like,
why not just miss
the
it?
odds better.
Why not just downstream ferry and miss it?
Well, I agree with that. It's like, if you're not going to miss it, I'm with Jimbo. Like,
of course, if you're not going to miss it, square up. Duh. Don't like. If you're not going to miss it, don't hit it sideways. No
but I
kidding.
think a lot of people wait too long to try to square up, and then they're in the process of trying to square up, and they hit it, and then they flip. You got to recognize earlier. Oh, yeah, I'm not going to miss it.
Yeah, but don't miss it. Like, or miss it. Sorry, miss it. Like don't hit the hole. Like, make the move. Right.
Mm-hmm.
All right, let's go to some of these questions. Wait, hold on. We're getting back to the bris. The 13-foot.
Oh, yeah, Timothy. How long have you owned it? Is this going to be a maiden trip?
Oh man,
are you gonna have to throw it in the dumpster at takeout? Is it a one-trip boat? What's the deal with it?
Yeah, is there any proof this is a good idea? That's what I want to know. Is there any actual proof?
From Kmart, one of those Kmart ones you go up with your mouth and run one of those.
Timothy, what day are you launching? I'm curious. We might be launching with you. I'd love to see it. I'm gonna be a boundary on the night of the 18th. I don't know if we can beat up. It'd be cool to see it. Rental boats like River Trails and Moppin.
I bet. No
capo thing. Self-rescue absolves all. Yeah, I would think if you self-rescue, I mean, I don't know if I agree with booty beers because it forces people to drink. I think it's like a weird peer pressure thing. You already feel bad when you swam. Like, it kind of rubs it in a little bit. So I'm not a big fan of the culture around it. But if you're going to do it, if you're a cat boater, I think if you can get to your boat and reflip, you shouldn't have to do a booty beer. If it is a cat boater thing, that I don't make people do booty beers ever. I'm like, man, I'm sorry you swam. Glad you're okay. Let's get down the river. Like, cool. Any guy that falls out. Really?
Sawyer, that's interesting. I knew a different one.
No.
The one I knew, Sawyer, was if any guest stays in the boat and the guide falls out, the guide has to buy all the other guys on the trip beer. But if the guide stays in and all the guests fall out, then all the other guys have to buy that guide beer.
Yeah. All of these.
As an outfitter, Zach, you don't like the second part of that at all. But.
Well, I mean, first of all, my first year guiding on the South Fork, I fell out a lot. And it was mostly because I'm not afraid of swimming. And I stood on the back of the boat in what's that big rapid at the end of the South Fork?
Hospital bar.
Also, I'd stand on the back and jump up in the air, and I didn't mind falling out. It wasn't thinking, but I fell out quite a bit my first year guiding on the South Fork, and I bought a lot of guides beer that season because they're like, "Yeah, you're the one that fell out. Buy beer." I did it a ton. I learned that that's a bad idea. You shouldn't, as a guide, you probably shouldn't fall out of your boat. I learned the hard way.
So that's good on that side. That's good though, because it keeps guys from doing stupid stuff. Because like, man, I'm tired of buying beers.
Yeah,
So.
but I never needed rescue. I did it in responsible places. Like I wasn't being a dummy. But if I was a new guide and I bumped a rock and fell out,
You were doing it in responsible places, like in
hospital
hospital
bar.
bar. That is
Hospital
not
bar is
a
not a bad place
responsible.
to swim. There's a lake afterwards, a
There's
literal
that
lake.
ledge. There's that ledge on the left that you get pushed into, and then the boats
I
get stuck
never
on top of
did.
each other.
Never
And
happened.
then the
Never
boats start
happened.
flipping
No,
on each other.
never
It's like a
happened.
huge undercut when rafts get stuck there.
Never happened. And there's a literal lake afterwards. So anyways, when I was a new guide, I was an idiot. So
Well, there we go. I agree with that. But you said, but I'm not doing it in dumb places. I was like, nah, that was still
hospital
dumb.
bar was fine. Anyway, getting back to there's this idea of beer fines. Have you heard, like, it's a new thing called beer fines. So back in the day, it was like, if you fall out, you buy the guide's beer. If you dump truck and stay in, the guides buy you. There's a few other rules that were like general.
Yeah.
But now there's actual beer fines, and there's all kinds of things that make you have to drink and buy beer. And there's a whole culture around drinking based on performance. And I think that's really unhealthy and a really bad thing. So, like, I would not like this rule. Yeah, and especially I could see maybe a beer, but a booty beer. To me, the booty beer is a kayaker thing. The rafters are sort of like adopted. Like, let's keep booty beers to kayakers. And
Okay.
Anyway, that's just my
More
opinion.
comments.
My Atlanta Wolf Creek back in late June is in flow as well. Yeah, send it to us, man. Love to see it. There's no, yeah. I think it'd be hard to swim.
I mean, you're right, but don't hit it sideways. Like, you'd be amazed. I'll say two things. I'm amazed things I've hit with my nose, how I popped out. If especially like that, where it's not breaking straight upstream, you're kind of coming at an angle and I'm pointing towards river right, and it breaks and it kind of pushes you off to the left. And the other thing is something like that. If I had a paddle boat with like 6 people in it, as we came up to, we had a little downstream angle and called an overright before we hit it. You could be like a kayak and brace it. You can literally like brace into a big hit like that. And if your upstream tube gets high enough up that doesn't catch any current, just go and go through. I've done that. I've had success with that most of the time. A couple of times my crews were really upset when I tried to do that, and we did flip. So it doesn't work all the time, but
you did flip.
Well, because once at high water at what's that, Phil's Folly, we were gonna miss the hole, and I was like, oh, we're gonna miss it.
I think I was there for that.
And I just said, no, you weren't there for this one. And I said, hey, let's do an overright. And everyone did overright, and then we went into it, and they didn't do a very good overright though. They didn't get their weight all the way in the tube. They kind of were, they had their knees down the bottom of the boat, kept the boat flat.
So it's the guest's fault that you flipped. That's what.
Well, it's a bunch of guides that were with me, so it's guides.
Aaron, I feel like I've seen you flip at high water at Phil's Folly.
I did, yeah, on a trip with the.
If I wasn't there,
that high school trip we did for phase.
Okay.
Trip.
Okay.
Yeah, that was a separate one. That one was not. That was not one where I decided, oh, let's see if we can over into it.
Was it the guest's fault that time too?
No, not at all.
But the other time it was the guide's fault. Got it.
No, I wouldn't say it was their fault, but they could have done a better job. Let's put that.
Hey, we got called Q, Aaron. 2 years, 1,000 river miles on this boat. Man, that's pretty cool. Huh?
Wow, that's 1,000 river miles.
Yep.
Are they all? Wow.
Timothy, on the 19th, I'm going Boundary to Indian, and I'm flying out of Indian. So maybe we'll cross paths if you're on that section on the 19th.
That's less than $2 a mile. He's getting good use out of that. That's like, that's pretty good.
You should buy one, Aaron.
Well, if I were going to buy another boat, I might.
Relentlessly trash talk your friends or something. It depends on the friends. Some people need encouragement, not trash talk. But yeah, if Aaron swam, I would trash talk him for a while.
Because it doesn't happen, but if the boat's upright.
Seltzer water booty. Oh, gross. Yeah, I think that's respectable. I mean, if you're rafting, yeah, just be like, hey guys.
That sounds nice. I mean, what a waste of a seltzer water. But I'm all about.
At least you play the game.
I'm gonna say this. This is kind of a tangential, but the seltzer waters are very helpful for those of us that don't drink on the river anymore. It's a great way to, because if you don't have them, your friends get all upset with you for not drinking anything. If you have a seltzer water, they leave you alone. I've seen an entire change in guiding happen the past couple of years since, like, guides are drinking seltzer waters because we have such a habit to open up a can in camp and get there and have something refreshing. It doesn't have to be a beer. Yeah. And I think seltzer water, I'm seeing guides drink a lot more seltzer water, and it's way healthy. It's a great move.
I drink less beer because of it. Because you get to camp,
you want something. Yeah.
You want something, And when beer is the only option, or Coke, and you don't want Coke.
Yeah,
Like-
Coca-Cola is like, you can get like 2 sips and then you're like,
Yeah.
ugh.
I'm with you on that.
Yeah, the seltzer water has been a great addition to the river scene.
Is it you just sure have a walk of shame? Yeah. I mean, I'm a fan of just be supportive of the people you're boating with. You know, like I think supportive and help each other out. With my kayakers buddy that we were my kayaker buddies. Yeah, that seems like a reasonable. If kayakers are calling out, if you're playing with kayakers, I think that's cool. If it's all rafters, like let's come up with our own thing. Like, I don't know.
I'm gonna say, hey Sean, if the boat's upright, I'm in it. And that's my mentality. If it's upright, I'm in it. And I'm gonna stay in it no matter what. Now, I have messed up a couple of times, but it's extremely rare.
What's he talking about? What are you talking about here? I don't even know what you're talking about.
He's talking about because I said I don't follow the raft. I stay in the raft.
Oh, I've seen Aaron follow the raft. He does, but you try hard not to.
Where was this?
I don't know. I've seen it though.
No, you haven't.
I have seen it.
I don't fall out of the raft.
You know that photo I have of you like on the South Fork of the Smith, where I should find this photo. Like, there's a boat in the South Fork Smith Gorge and like 5 swimmers, and you're the one in the boat.
Yep.
I have a photo of you in a boat and 5 people in front of you with no downstream safety.
Yeah.
You stay in the boat. It's because you hunker at the bottom.
Yeah, I see.
Like Aaron, like most of us kick back with a paddling guy in the back. Aaron's literally hunkered at the bottom. If you ever see a paddle boat go by and a head sticking out of the bottom, that's Aaron's head.
Yeah.
He doesn't sit up high.
Well, I was paddling in that raft. I wasn't guiding that boat that day.
That's a good question. It depends on the.
No way, Taylor. I'm going to say the wetsuit's better in general.
I had a debate with my guides about this early season because I was wearing a wetsuit. I wore on all of our Illinois trips and high water metaphor trip. I wore a wetsuit, and I wore it because it's more comfortable than a dry suit. I hate wearing a neck gasket all day. It provides a little flotation, and I want to be in the same thing my guests are wearing. Like if they're all in wetsuits and I'm in a dry suit, I can't really relate to them. Right.
Knowing how cold they are. Yeah.
And they're like, why do the guys all have dry suits and we get wetsuits? So for me, it's like to be on the same level playing field. And some of my guides were like, yeah, but you may have to stand in the water for a long rescue.
Yeah.
And I was like, yeah, I can see that. So it's a tough call. I think, but you can stand in the water for a long time in a wetsuit too.
I think it depends on the time of year and the temperature of the water.
Yeah. And they were actually
a springtime snow melt run where it's not warm out is different than a summertime Cherry Creek run where the water's still cold, but you can stand in there all day in your wetsuit.
Yeah.
But
they were actually some days wanting to wear their dry suit around their waist because it was so hot.
Which is
I'm like, well, that's dangerous.
Yeah.
No, so we debated wetsuits versus dry suits a lot for guiding and didn't come up with an answer. We haven't I think that I'm still on the wetsuit train. They're still on the dry suit train. Or if your zipper breaks,
no. I mean, Taylor, I've taught a lot of guide schools in California in like late March, early April. And when the conversation we have, the pre-trip is like, okay, if you have a 4-3 surface wetsuit, that's awesome. That people do really well at that. The only part that sucks is you're putting on a wet wetsuit every morning.
What's a 4-3?
4-3 is 4 millimeters. It's like 4 millimeters in the core and 3 millimeters on the arms. Versus like a 3-2 is like a 4-3 is like what you'd use in Santa Cruz to surf.
Okay, because I used to were 3-3. Oh, so but the regular rafting wetsuits, the Farmer John's,
they're all 3 millimeters.
3s.
Yeah, there's because they're not the arms on them. So I think the 4-3 is like Taylor. It's an amazing option. And if we're doing like a lot of swimming in a guide school, they're designed for swimming in. So they work better there. They give you better padding. I prefer, and I feel like I'm more athletic in a wetsuit. I don't like the arms on the wetsuit for rowing. Honestly, if I'm rowing, I'd rather have a Farmer John. But the Farmer John for me is the most athletic, like cold water protection, if that makes sense. Like moving around, I can jump around on the rocks better. Just I'm more agile. The dry suit makes me less agile. So I'm only wearing a dry suit.
It gets bunched up a little bit underneath. And I wear a dry suit. I wear a dry suit 100 days a year. Like I wear them a lot. But man, when I can't wear a wetsuit, I will. And so for me, it's kind of air temperature related. Like
air and water temperature. Like I think your guys are right about one thing is like, how are you going to be able to effect a rescue properly in your dry suit? Can you go? If on that trip you're like, hey Zach, you and I, let's go stand in the water for 10 minutes.
But how often are you standing in the water for a rescue?
You never know what's going to happen.
You never know, but it's like you're talking about like what if in this one situation you might have to stand in the water for a rescue. Whereas if it's 100 degrees out and you don't and you're like, oh, I don't want to wear my dry suit today. I'm sweating to death in it. There's like trade-offs.
But Zach, I've dealt with a few wraps and pins and stuff like that where we're in the water up to our waist for a while trying to get it out.
But those are pins and wraps. I mean, that's not a person. So like
I know, but that's still your job. That's still your job.
Yeah. But I think to me it's kind of air temperature related. Like if it's cold out, if it's like 35 degrees out, I'm not gonna wear a wetsuit because when I get out of the water, I'm wet.
Yeah.
I'll wear a dry suit. Where if it's 100 degrees out and the water is 32 degrees, I'll probably wear a wetsuit. Or whatever, 40 degrees. So at some temperature, I'm like,
I still think
when I'm either sitting in the boat and not in the water or on shore, the dry suit is killing me.
Yeah, no, I'll agree with you, but I'll say I think it also depends on how long of a swim you would take in that dry suit, how long you'd be in the water, how long. If it's pool drop and you know you can get to a pool quickly, you can swim to shore and get out of the water quickly, wetsuit makes sense. If it's high water where you're like, dude, you could be in the water for a long time, very easily, then I'd like the Tuolumne. How much? The Tuolumne at $10,000, like in the.
But you don't put guests in dry suits.
No, you don't. But I'm not going to say that.
Should you?
That's a good question.
I mean, my take on dry suits for rafting trips, I've seen enough of them break to where they're like I took a leak above Gray's Grandstone once, a mile long rapid on the tee at like 6,000. I took a leak and I couldn't close my P zipper. What do you do?
No, I mean, I agree, and I think about that stuff a lot. And
I've seen so many gaskets blow and zippers break that, like, then you have something that's actually a hazard.
And I'll go back to the guide school we teach every year. The people who rent dry suits, there's always a couple of them who rip out gaskets.
Every time.
They're not careful with them too, and you got to be really careful. And we talk about it, and then someone leaves an earring on or something like that, and they catch it. And
then back in the day when the other thing is, back in the day we couldn't afford dry suits. And so like only one of our friends even had one for the longest time. And we wore wetsuits on everything. Now everybody, every swinging dick has a dry suit. Maybe
everyone's
two.
Rich now.
Yeah. Like I think now because everybody has one, they look funny because you're wearing a wetsuit. But I mean, before everybody got rich and had dry suits easily available, wetsuits were the thing for a long time.
Yeah. I'll say in almost 30 years, I've had two dry suits. And one was one of those roll together. I had a dry top and I got the roll together thing. That was the first. It was so nice though. That was a game changer. Yeah. Oh, the roll together. Yeah.
For Rocky Rivers, I think. Wetsuits.
Yeah. No, totally. And the padding for the wetsuits is fantastic. Another great point. Yep. You're totally right.
Putting on
like that. Putting on a wet wetsuit, taking the frozen wetsuit off of the drying line and trying to put it on.
But it's only like 4 or 5 minutes of miserable. It's not all day. Once it's on, you warm it up. I'm gonna say something
here, Zach. That's coming from a large man who's of Norwegian descent. Some of us who are from Mediterranean descent and not quite as big, we don't warm up all day. I'm cold all day.
So going back to this, I think it depends on a lot of factors. And there's not a one size fits all answer for everybody. Like are you fat? Are you skinny? Are you Norwegian? Are you whatever you are, Aaron? Are you what are you?
Mediterranean. I'm Italian, basically.
Okay, you're Italian. Are you Italian? Like, what's the air temperature? What's the water temperature? Do you need to effect a rescue? Are there sharp, rocky rivers? I mean, it's a lot of things. Whether a wetsuit or dry suit is better. I'm going to say they both work great.
But there's this attitude that the dry suit's better, and that's not true. Like dry
across the board. Yep.
No, and like you see too many times where it's like it's not the right piece of equipment for that day. And there's trips like the Illinois trip is a trip where I struggle. Like, do I bring my wetsuit? Do I bring my dry suit? Do I bring both? If it's cold and rainy, I want the dry suit because otherwise I'm going to get hypothermia.
But you don't. Oh yeah, you are. That's right, because you're Italian. But
the other thing, Zach, I'll say is, in Chile, we couldn't maintain dry suits down there, right? And it would get cold, Patagonia and stuff would come. It'd be whatever
misty.
Yeah, and you get it wasn't really snow. It was snow that would melt right when it hits your hands and hits the stuff, so it wasn't sticking, that type of stuff, the nasty weather. Down there, though, I found that a wetsuit with paddling pants over the top, it was a great option. And like the wetsuit with paddling pants over the top keeps you so much warmer. Like, because you don't, it almost acts like the dry suit without.
I'm not a big fan of paddling pants, but I see what you're saying.
Yeah, it's a game changer. The paddling pants and a dry top or a paddling jacket, and wearing some layers underneath on the top and having on the bottom, like people just stay so much more. In the Illinois, I used to recommend that to people. Like, if you're gonna wear a wetsuit, keep your rain pants out. And
see, I'm more of having a nice warm jacket up top. Like, let me have like a nice warm jacket up top, and I'll just let my legs go free. Like, I don't like the pants kind of make me feel congested. It's hard to swim in the pants.
Man, I mean, we used to swim for that. We had to do that swim at Throne Room, and I swam in mine all the time. They were the Patagonia ones I had. They were really nice.
Yeah, they get water. Yeah, they get water. Those ones actually kind of, those Patagonia ones kind of fit nice and tight, but a lot of them are really baggy and they get water in them and they get hard to swim in. Let's try to move on from this.
Okay. Yeah, we have kind of lost it down a rabbit hole here.
Yeah, but I think it's a good debate. I think there's reasons to do both, and I got in a pretty heated debate with our guides about this because I wore a wetsuit and they thought I was being sketchy, and I'm like, no, you guys were sketchy for taking it off. Like,
wanting to wear it around your waist. That is.
I made him put it on. I'm like, no, you need to. If you're gonna wear it,
on or off.
It's on. You don't half wear it. It doesn't matter to me. That's dangerous. Yeah. So we got a pretty heated debate that we never resolved. So we're in the middle of this debate. So I have a side I'm trying to defend here. The wetsuits aren't bad. The 4 trips I wore a wetsuit on this year. I brought a dry suit. I never touched it, but it was in a bag.
And that's what
just in case. I'm just like, things could get real rough.
Mm-hmm.
Whatever. Air pockets on the shoulders. Yeah.
Interesting.
No. Oh, if you sweat your ass off in a wetsuit, you will die in a dry suit. And it depends how much they breathe.
But Taylor is wearing a 4.3. So yes, Taylor, a 4.3. Okay. A 4.3 is not designed. Yeah, you don't want to be a summer day in a 4.3. We're talking Farmer John's, and the Farmer John is a whole different ball. The 4.3, yeah, you're gonna sweat your butt off and you're gonna get dehydrated, and it's gonna be crazy hot. So he's right. You want
to contact our good friends at NRS. This is a moment for us to stop and
actually, NRS does make, I think, the best Farmer John wetsuits out there. Now, Zach, you might think someone else is better. I like the zipper, makes it zip up so you can pee out the bottom. It's pretty nice. The only problem is that the zipper comes up from the bottom. You get drips down there, and it drips right down where you don't want to drip. That zip up from the bottom thing is kind of annoying for that.
Well, I have some wetsuits from Stolquist that are amazing, but they stopped making them. Yeah, Stolquist had some really nice ones, and Kokatat, I think, has some nice ones. But I really want to feature our friends at NRS.
Well, we
want to have sponsor the show someday. So here we go. They make nice wetsuits. So the Farmer John's the way to go. Yeah. You know what I really want though? After the season of guiding a lot of cold trips is some pants, just some neoprene 3mm pants, and then a separate neoprene top. Because there's some days where, man, I would like the pants would have been just fine. It's like a light jacket. So I'm in the market for some just pants.
But I'm just gonna say, Zach, on those days, the paddling pants work great in the same way.
Just paddling pants.
Yeah, just wear my paddling pants. I do that some days because I'm getting splashed on my legs. I wear paddling pants, and then it's nice. I'll tell you, those paddling pants.
I had a bag, Aaron, on my trips. I never touched it. It had a dry suit. It had paddling pants. It had extra fleece, and it had an extra rain jacket. It just this bag. I just never got into it, but just in case I had all these things, and I never quite got that cold. For me, and also to share with other people. That's what we got under used dry suit, $500. Yeah, now. $500 used dry suit. I would not buy a $500 used dry suit. You're just asking for trouble. If you're gonna get a dry suit, just assume it's $1,000 plus, or you're just gonna get something that doesn't work. If you're too,
Sean's right.
I have a friend.
Anyone who's too hot is kind of a dummy on the river.
I have a friend who says, if you're hot, you're stupid.
Yep.
Like that's a good rule. But when the middle fork's 6 feet. You're not going to just jump in real quick and cool off. It's cooking. Or when the Illinois is 1800, you're not going to. There's some parts you just can't jump in. Like it's fine on like the Rogue or like the Middle Fork at like 3 feet.
I think he's right, but then I'd also say, Sean, but then you're affecting a rescue and you're on land and you're dealing with a wrap and you're like, oh, hold on, guys, I need to go get in the river and cool off again. And I've seen people who have had to do that over and over. They keep having to jump in the river to cool off, and they get heat up really fast.
I mean, that's a good point. Like when you're affecting a rescue, the dry suit's probably better if you're in the water, but when you're on land, a dry suit's killing you.
Yeah.
Like you can't stand in the sun in a dry suit and be like pulling on ropes and stuff. But you can't always just quickly jump in the river. When you're doing those cold water trips, it's sometimes hard just to jump in real quick. But it's a good point.
Going back to the Farmer John too and Taylor's comment, Taylor, what's the nice thing about the wetsuit is if it's a hot day, you wear like a cotton shirt on top, and the cotton kind of cools you off when you're out. You're out hanging out and you're paddling, and then if you fall in, the wetsuit's going to keep your core from getting too cold. So you can kind of play that game too of wearing something on top with the Farmer John that's going to allow you to be cooler. And then if you get cold, then you change your top or put a paddling jacket on, and then you'll be warmer. So you definitely have a lot more of a range. You can be comfortable.
Thanks for becoming a member, Taylor.
Thanks,
we appreciate
Taylor.
it. Yep. One of these days, Aaron's going to make a few bucks off the show. He hasn't yet. I'm keeping all the money right now, but one of these days.
I know.
If we have enough members, I'm going to send Aaron a check.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
How many more do we need?
Like 8,000.
Yeah, and you'll send me a check for $2 probably.
Yeah.
So yeah. All right, where are we going now?
Fake. Oh, the lock's off. Fake Onos.
This looks like a day for a dry suit. Looks like cold and miserable.
Yeah, there's snow on the bank, so I'm wearing a dry suit.
Yep.
I'm not gonna wear snow on the banks. I'm not wearing a wetsuit.
Oh, nice. Oh boy! Oh boy! Oh boy!
Oh, that's so awesome.
Person's doing a good job of high siding.
Yeah.
Whoa!
It's a really good high side.
Whoa! Bye. Oh. Oh, look at that little boat.
All right. What do you do here, Aaron? When you run, like if you're a purple guy and you go by, what do you do?
Like as you're going by, do you try to bump them out of the hole? Is that what you're saying?
Yeah, or at all. Is there any way to help this guy out?
I think it's tricky with the cats because you got all the metal and it's just messier. Like I think what he did right there is perfect. He just clipped him just a little bit. Like he didn't expose himself too much or is he going to get himself hurt? And like, you got to be really careful about doing stuff like that. You don't want to make the situation worse. I'd say you just like go down and eddy out and be ready because the dude can always jump off and swim down. He doesn't have to stay in there. Oh,
would you run up the throw bag and throw him a rope?
No, probably not.
Yeah, I agree.
I'd have to wait a long time to do that. I'd rather keep downstream safety and be down there waiting because he can always jump off. Yep. And he can jump downstream so he doesn't get resoaked in the hole. I mean, it's not.
And the rope can make it worse. The rope could get wrapped around him.
Yeah.
I think a lot of people think that the answer to surfs is ropes. And I think it's just weight. A lot of times, just weight.
Weight, W-A-I-T, weight, right?
Yes.
Versus W-E-I-G-H-T. Yeah.
Screen.
That was a good That was some good footage. I like that one. That was almost one to like save for instruction.
Have you seen this video? You're gonna love this.
Is this Locksaw as well?
No, I think it's Colorado. I don't even know. That's not. I don't think it's Locksaw.
Oh, this might be Idaho. This might be
Idaho,
like outside of Boise.
The Payette?
Yeah, a section of the Payette.
I don't think it's the Payette.
Yeah, are you sure?
Mm-hmm. You think it's the North Fork, Aaron? Paddle boats on the Payette?
There's a lot of different sections on the Payette, Zach.
Ooh, yeah, it's not the South Fork. This isn't the South Fork. I know that. Here we go.
Yeah. All right. So,
boy.
We could figure out if we saw the name of that raft when it came by.
Clear Creek. There we go.
Can we go back and watch it again? We can talk a little bit about it.
All right.
So they don't have a lot.
Their boat spacing is pretty good, right? First of all, for this kind of this continuous of whitewater, this is good boat spacing. It's hard to maintain this kind of boat spacing. But this doesn't look like a place you want a swimmer.
No. It's
Ryan's
interesting.
saying-
Everyone's still sitting in their spots. He doesn't have everyone do an over.
Ryan
You know what I mean?
Arkansas. I don't know.
I would do an over. I would have done an over right back there, and now I'd be over left, and then you have to switch. Back
They can't.
again,
They can't
over.
hear. They don't even.
Yeah, they can. Yeah, I've done. Zach, I've done it. You can do it. You can call overs, and if you've trained them up and they practice the overs a bunch beforehand, it actually works pretty darn well. You remember seeing we used to do that. What was that hole on the 12 We'd spin around and we do overs. The only problem is if you did an over and then it spun too quick, then you'd all.
Yeah, this is more violent than that. You're thinking of like Steamboat, right? This is
but you can still over in that. Like the guides.
This is a lot.
This
is way more violent. I don't know. I don't think people like it's happening too fast.
Right there. The guide's up on that side. Oh.
I mean, all I can think about is how do you have 12 swimmers now? How are you going to pull in 12 swimmers on water?
If you go back and watch, it looks like the person before that boat had the wrong line, and then
somebody followed it.
And then the second guy followed it. Like he's backwards, going through backwards, and they're hitting. They almost could surf there. They just pop out. And then the next dude, he goes right next to him. He actually doing better, but then
damn,
he's not backwards, but. And then you watch the boat that comes over here. That boat goes really smooth over the drop, right where that boat went too. Someone's holding on there. Yeah, right there. See, that's a.
They flipped somewhere up there before they even got there.
This looks fun. It looks sporty.
I would not want to be in a paddle boat with people here. Just the exposure to.
Dry suit or wetsuit?
Ooh. They're not. Are they even wearing wetsuits? They must be. They have arms. They're showing guns. Oh, they
have Farmer John's on.
I mean, as a guider, I'd probably wear a wetsuit. I'm assuming this isn't this continuous the whole way. Like there's a pool at the bottom, because otherwise, how they pull these people to shore?
Yeah. What are those tops that we used to all wear that have like the fleecy layer on the inside and they have like the rubber on the outside? What are those called?
The fleecy layer. Say that again.
They have like, I'll look it up. They're like a fleecy layer on the inside and like a rubberized layer on the outside.
I don't know.
Hold on, I'll look it up.
Try a wetsuit with fleece. Sawyer, thanks for being a member. We appreciate that a lot. Thank you.
Yeah, Sawyer, thanks. Starving student.
You're getting a lot. Pretty soon, we're like way closer to Aaron getting a paycheck out of this deal.
There you go.
Yeah, flipped.
Hydroskin, like the Hydroskin stuff.
It's just a fleece. That's just a.
It's like with the coated rubber on the outside. Yeah, the coated rubber on the. I really like the Hydroskin tops, and like in situations like the Farmer John and a Hydroskin top, you're really pretty good. The Hydroskin works really well.
It's called 3 Rocks in the Arc. That hole's no joke. Yeah, this is how we have. Okay, this is an awesome place. Let's go. Isn't Hydroskin an Eneris product?
It is, but I don't. Yeah, I don't know the equivalent. Do other companies use? What's the name? Lotus Designs used to make them, or Patagonia used to make them. They used to have some nice ones.
Let's see. You know what? Here we go. A 0.5. So when we were having this discussion about wetsuits, one of our guides was wearing one of these 1.5 pants, and I think that I wish they had these in 3s. Like I don't think 1.5 is enough. Right? Like I wish they had Hydroskin pants that were almost as thick as a wetsuit. There's men's. It's a 1.5. I said I think these aren't quite warm enough for a high water cold swim.
Well, Zach, I don't think even 3 millimeters are warm enough for a high water cold swim.
It's better than 1.5.
You're gonna get flushed. You're gonna get flushed, and your core is gonna get flushed pretty bad
because you're wearing pants and not a full wetsuit.
Yeah, and even if you're wearing a top, your core's still gonna get flushed.
But there's like an in between. Like let's say the Illinois at like 1200 with 80-degree weather. Like I'd be fine in some like pants and like a nice shirt. There's like there's an in between.
You could just wear paddling pants there. And you could just wear these.
I swim better in these.
You can wear the 1.5 and
the paddling pants get hot. Where these like the reason I like wetsuit pants or wetsuits is because I can pull the legs up, and so like my calf is showing. My calf is cooling down. I got nice looking calves, Aaron.
You do, Zach.
People
your
gotta see
cats,
them.
your cats are probably your best feature. So yeah, I agree.
What's an igniter pant? Do you know what that is, Aaron?
Nope.
Oh, there we go. Men's igniter pant. What are these? 2 millimeter
2
neoprene.
millimeters.
Much
That's
closer.
pretty good.
I think I'm gonna get some of these because there's like those in between things. Ooh.
You could just cut one of the tops off one of your wetsuits.
No, that's weird. I'm not doing that. Okay, one more video, and then we gotta
All right.
close this show down and do our special little members only show. I think so. Yeah, only one more video. Share screen.
Hey, so who was our first member ever?
It was Chris Davis.
Was it Chris Davis?
Yeah. Oh. All right. Have you seen this video, Aaron?
This looks like going into lava. Where is this?
I think it's Horn.
A horn. Oh yeah, horn. Here we go. Yeah. He's pushing really hard straight downstream.
Is that how you, when you stand up and push, is that what you do?
Well, I don't push straight downstream that hard. That was an interesting plan.
He caught the eddy.
Do all his passengers have helmets on and he doesn't?
Yeah. That seems reasonable.
Well, that's a terrible eddy to be in.
I think one of those, that's a bike helmet. One thing about helmets, I guess a bike helmet's better than nothing, but whitewater helmets are specifically designed for whitewater type accidents.
Is that kayak trying to get in there?
I hope not. That would be kind of not fun.
What are they doing?
That's why we're watching the video, Aaron, to figure it out.
No, I mean the kayaker. Why is the kayaker even getting that close? The line's way left. The line isn't over where they are.
It's probably some sort of, looks like a soccer
Lion.
flag. Is the Lannisters? Is he a Lannister?
There you go. Yeah, they're going to be in there for a while. That's brutal.
Do you get the people out? You're like, hey guys, I'm kind of a bad spot.
I would. Because
you
definitely get the people out.
Can get out. Why don't you just get out and I'll go down the ship?
I think you have less weight in the boat. The boat's going to handle better. It's less likely to flip. I would definitely get people out of this boat. If I were rowing the boat, I might get out of the boat.
You would definitely. Knowing you would get out. Be like, hey, can somebody take over for me?
I just be like, yeah, let's just push this boat around and hope it doesn't eat it.
I mean, what if everybody got out and you then? Okay, wait.
Well,
earlier he had flip dangles on his boat. Now the flip dangles are gone. Oh no, he only has flip dangles on one side.
You don't need flip dangles on both sides down there, Zach. You only need them on one side.
Yeah, you don't need flip dangles at all.
Maybe that's what they're pulling to shore so people can get out of the boat.
What if you got everybody out, including the guide, and then just made lunch and just hoped it came out at some point?
It's not going to come out.
It's going to stay there forever.
Until the flow changes.
Okay.
And then it could very easily flip as it came out. And then you have to be ready for it to go because it just...
Yeah, you like make lunch, but somebody's ready for it to go.
Oh. Yeah, there
they go. They're getting them. That's smart. Okay, guys, this is kind of a bad spot. Let's get out of here. Yeah,
that's a good idea. The 2 millimeter shorts are nice. Yeah.
Yep. The Immersion Research makes those, I think. I'm sure other people do, but Immersion Research has some really cool neoprene shorts. These kayakers here, saviors.
Whoa. Yeah, this is and they're probably pooping themselves. That's the other reason to get them out of the boat.
And
she's got a crotch strap on.
Yep. Bicycle helmet lady has a crotch strap.
Yeah. Oof.
Is kayaker guy doing an anchor?
Yeah, looks like.
Oh, maybe they're gonna tie the boat up. Oh, that's good. These guys are awesome. Look at that. He's giving her a rope to hold on to. Oh, we haven't seen the end yet. But it turns out before he flips, he's reefing on the oars apparently to be bending a lot. Okay. Oh yeah, JD Rogue is the one that says
you can get a lot of flex on those oars, particularly if you're just pulling on one oar.
Well, he has the square tops, and I have some 11-foot square tops for some of our 18-foot boats, and they have more flex than you want. And the square tops, I mean, I'm going to share an opinion that's not very well liked, but that's because that's what I do. I don't think the square tops are a good whitewater oar. I think they look cool and they have a cool name. Square tops and Cobras. I mean, he's got both. Those oars and those oar locks were designed by drift boaters, anglers, whatever you call them. They weren't designed for whitewater, and so they have cool names and they look super cool, but they're not the most effective tool for whitewater, especially an 18-foot boat. Still have some stuff, huh?
I think that's what the NRS just kills everyone else with the
pricing.
Yeah.
I have to order some new wetsuits this year, and I'll probably order NRS.
Will you get them with the zipper or without the zipper?
Is the option the tabs at the shoulders?
Yeah.
Probably the tabs. I've been wearing. That's what I wore all year was a tab one, because then when you want pants, you just let it drop, and when you let the zipper one drop, then you have a little hole that could be a hazard.
Yeah, when you let them drop, it's still kind of a hazard, like the.
Not if it's just the tab things, because it's just two flappy things.
But they can get pulled down on you. It's just like you're getting on your guides about that.
I mean, not really. I'm not gonna get pulled down on you. Not when you have a big butt like me.
What are they doing here? They're gonna pull them upstream. It looks like, huh?
Like you can pull them out like on the easy parts of Illinois, like the easy days, or.
Oh, Zach. I either wear my wetsuit properly or I don't wear it at all.
Oh, come on. That's ridiculous. Because then I basically have nice pants. I have nice pants on them. I have neoprene pants. So the ones with the things up here, it just kind of drops down. It still sits on your belly a little bit. It keeps some warmth. It just isn't as constrictive. Don't lecture me, Aaron. I don't want to hear it.
I'm just saying that's what I do. I'm not. There's no judgment on what you do. You can do whatever you like. I don't have a problem with what you're doing. I'm either wearing it or I'm not wearing it, basically.
And so you're just gonna wear shorts and be a cool guy.
Either I'm wearing. Well, I wouldn't wear shorts. You know me. I wear like some capris or something to protect my legs from the sun. But I'm wearing paddling pants, or I just wear the wetsuit properly.
Kayaker guy here is pretty bold. I wonder. Oh, they're pulling him higher in the eddy.
Yeah, to get him up. Yeah.
Oh, yeah. It's a lot of pulling for one guy on a little tiny throw bag.
This is going to be interesting.
This guy's got a rain suit on. I wonder if he has a wetsuit or it's just that rain suit.
Probably just a rain suit.
Low float PFD. Cool. Are those sun paws, Aaron?
No, those are rowing gloves, it looks like.
Is he going to put his helmet on or just rock the cowboy hat?
He doesn't have a helmet.
Oh, yeah. How are they unclip that rope? I bet a kayaker's going to make some hero move. Oh, are they going to cut it with their knives?
No, there's a nice eddy spot up there. Look at that. Yeah, actually, the kayakers have made some great decisions.
Yeah. The kayaker's like, hey, rafter guy, you just sit there and listen. We got this. I mean, honestly, the kayaker guy should get him out of his boat and row for him, probably.
You gotta pull hard with that left oar. The left oar, bro. The left oar.
But he wishes the pins and clips right now. So keep that angle. Keep your angle. Keep your angle. Oh, I already lost his angle. His angle's gone.
Yeah. I would just grab. He's probably gonna try again. I would just grab the left oar with two hands. Let the right oar go and just grab the left oar.
All you gotta do is leave with the angle. It's so hard. It's so powerful.
We're definitely doing a good job of Monday morning quarterbacking this one.
Yeah, somebody's gonna write some nasty comment like, "You guys weren't there. You know what I'm talking about." Hey, yeah, this is entertainment. We're just making this stuff up. Literally, don't listen to what we're saying.
Whoa, he does not have much of an angle there. Is he gonna get out?
How do you cross the eddy line with that angle?
He's pulling with two hands with this. He doesn't really know where he's going, does he? Oh, turn around and pull. Now, I wouldn't want to do this because he's got all the weight in the back of it. And if he pulls out this way and he comes up to that wall, all his weight's on the back end versus the front end pulling him around the corner.
Yeah.
Does that make sense what I'm saying there?
They could have unrigged all those bags.
He could. I'm just saying when he was, I would want
Oh,
him
wait.
to switch
Is
back
that a
in.
high float vest next to him on the right, on the back? Oh, no, that's a bag. Is that a high float vest or a bag?
I think it's high float vest. Is it? Or no, it's a bag. You're right. It's a bag. I don't know. Yeah, wait, what angle is he pulling out there?
Homie's hanging on the fucked Phil.
Oh, geez.
I wonder what he's thinking right now.
Oh boy, that was not good.
Oh, it's his pants. Wait, his pants are coming down too.
He got out of the eddy though. You know what I'm saying? He got out of the eddy. That wasn't that bad. It was pretty clean. It worked.
The inevitable thing that was going to happen. I guess I kind of
wasn't paying attention. I wonder if he. I mean, look, he's pulling with the downstream angle there. I mean, I wonder if he could have.
See, his rain pants are coming down. He looks tired. Oh man.
Oh, that's interesting. He jumped to the back like that.
That's pretty good high side.
That was kind of a smart move. Jump to the back, so if the boat flips, he's like going to get washed out from underneath the raft.
Now they could use the flip lines. I wish they had video of turning the boat back over too. It's like is that his hat? It's like Indiana Jones.
Yeah.
Oh, that's amazing.
Nice self-rescue. Nice self-rescue.
Wait, hold on. His hat. Hold on. I love this so much. His hat. He's still wearing the hat. He's still rocking this thing. He's like, guys, I'm keeping the hat on. Hat's still on. Hat's still on. He flips with the hat on. He has a presence of mind to probably grab his hat right now, like Indiana Jones would. Comes up.
That's pretty amazing.
Throws his hat up. Oh man,
that was a nice toss too. Keeping that
priceless. Oh, I love that so much. All right, so we're gonna do something we've never done before. We're gonna switch over. Let's get the comments really quick. Jumping to the back, get some way followers. Yep. So, yep, you saw the hat thing too. We're gonna switch over to the members only thing, and I don't exactly know how everybody's gonna find it. To be honest with you, it should just show up in your YouTube feed, and if you're a member, you should be able to watch the recording regardless. So we're gonna shut this episode down, and I'm gonna Aaron and I are gonna log in differently, and we'll see you guys in like 8 minutes for this members only podcast.
All right.
Do you want to do the close down?
Hey, if you haven't subscribed, please subscribe. Of course, hit that like button. And those of you who are going to be joining, I appreciate all the comments. And this is a good episode. There was some really good footage. Thanks, Zach, for putting.
Yeah, appreciate you didn't fall asleep this time.
Yeah, it was more interesting.